Welcome to release update on GINESYS version 11.17.0 and GINESYS POS version 1.17.0 released on 21st November 2012. Let's see the changes in our GINESYS backoffice section. The very first enhancement in this section is that our discounting concept in sales and distribution module has been revamped. Let's first have a look at the current scenarios and the solutions provided to them in this release. The user was allowed to provide only one discount percentage customer wise which was applicable for all the items, or provide the rates item wise using the price list. The need to provide different discount rates for different type of items occurs quite frequently, but the user was able to provide different item rates for individual items only. This has been enhanced, and now the user can provide different discount rates as exceptions to the base discount rate for the different type of items. In our next enhancement in this discounting concept revamp, customer's VAT was not considered in discount for his net profit margin. The customer has to pay VAT for ultimate sale of the items to the government. So his net profit margin was not met in the current scenario. The inclusion of VAT and discount provided to the customer to meet up his net profit margin has become one of the most important trends in wholesaling market. According to the customer site's VAT region, discount can be inclusive of VAT now. Following are the transaction forms which have been made compatible with the new discount calculation concept. Sales order, delivery challan ad hoc, delivery challan against order, transfer in, sales return, opening stock in inventory module. Now let's see how this works. For example, local tax group is West Bengal and its rate is 4%. Customer size tax group is Haryana and its rate is 5%. Discount percentage which we want to provide is 30%, and VAT inclusion in discount is enabled. Item price, let's suppose, is 100 rupees. So discount including VAT will be 34.76 inclusive of 4.76 VAT amount, and net price will be 65.24. Now let's see how this flows in our GINESYS software. We have created sample data so that we can explain you more properly. In the newly designed price list master, we have created a price list in which we have selected include VAT and discount, and also we have provided the base discount as 30%. To it we have provided an exception that if the item falls in the department trouser, it will have the discount percentage as 10. So we can see here that if any item is existing under this assortment or not. We click on view items, we see here that one item is existing under this exception or say assortment. We will use this item while creating a transaction. Now let's move to the customer master, where new fields have been added like VAT region and price list name. VAT region will be used to calculate VAT which will be included in discount. If include VAT and discount is enabled or is selected in price list and VAT region is not provided here, the user won't be allowed to proceed. So VAT region selection is mandatory in case price list contains include VAT and discount. Here in the VAT group we can see that for Haryana region, VAT is defined as 5%, whereas for local it is defined as 4%. The new discount calculation concept has been added to many transaction forms, but we are only using sales order to show you the demonstration. Here we select the site first. Now we select the items. As we can see, 30% is flowing for all the items, but for the items present in the department trouser, the rate is flowing as 10%. Also, we can see here the discount amount is styling as per the example provided earlier. The detailed functionality of this revamped concept with examples is available in a different how-to video. Please refer the same for all the functionality. Our second enhancement is on goods returned from organization sites, managed consignment sites and outright sites. Let's first have a look at the changes for goods sent by organization sites and managed consignment sites. Multiple transfer in against single transfer out or say goods return was not allowed in the current scenario. The user was unable to accept the return packet wise while performing a transfer in operation. Due to this restriction, the user had to select all the packets even when the packets were not physically present in the stock point. For example, if the site has sent a transfer out or say goods return document with 4 packets, in the current scenario the user had to select all the 4 packets together. Now with this release, the user can break in multiple transfer in documents packet wise having 1 or more packets. Next point which has been taken care is that short or excess booking was not possible. The user was unable to scan individual items during reconciliation while performing a transfer in operation. Due to this restriction, the user always had to select the full packet even if the items received was short or excess as compared with the transfer document. This restriction was not allowing the user to book short or excess. This has been enhanced now and the user can book short or excess. Last point taken care for return from these sites is that transit difference accounting was also not possible. Since short or excess of the return goods was not possible, the difference amount posting in the financial ledger was also not possible in the current scenario. After this release update, the difference amount will now get posted to the transit difference ledger defined in the customer master for managed consignment sites and in case of organization sites defined in the organization unit. The effective form is transfer in against transfer out. Now let's see an example. Now we are going to the consignment sites back office and going to the goods return. We have already created a goods return with 4 packets. As we can see, packet 1, 2, 3 and 4. Moving to the GINESYS back office side, we have already created a transfer in document against the goods return document sent by the site. We are retrieving it right now. As you can see, the transit difference general ledger and subledger columns had been added here. This is the account where the short or excess amount will get posted. In the document number, you can see the same document number is selected as per sent by the site. Moving to the packet details section, we can see that only 2 packets are selected against the 4 packets which were sent by the site, and here we can see that the received quantity is reconciled as per actually received. So short or excess quantity is also showing here. Accordingly, the short or excess amount is also showing here. The packet total of the short or excess amount is also shown here for the respective packets selected. In the account posting section, we can see that the difference amount, that is the short or excess amount, is posted to the ledger we selected in the transit different general ledger. Similarly, the goods sent from a organization site can be treated in this form. This was an example from a managed consignment site. Now let's have a look at the changes for return in case of managed outright sites. Previously, the user was only allowed to accept the return of goods at head office on ad hoc basis. That is, he was not able to return against any invoice. Since return was not allowed against invoice, the return rate was not getting tallied with the sales invoice at some cases. Now with this release update, the user will be able to tag or say resolve the return against invoice on FIFO, that is first in first out basis, or last in first out basis, that is LIFO, and can even make return without resolving any invoice. Second point which has been taken care for the managed outright site is that whenever the user made a sales return against the goods return sent by the site, the user was unable to find which goods return from the site was tagged against the sales return he has made. Now with this release update, the user can find which goods return has been tagged by retrieving the sales return. A change has been made for return in case of unmanaged outright site as well. Single sales return was not possible against multiple sales invoice. Previously, for return against multiple sales invoice, multiple sales return was generated. Now with this release update, multiple sales invoices can be tagged in a single sales return on LIFO or FIFO basis. Sales return form has been redesigned by removing 3 different forms. All the functionality of the 3 different forms were incorporated in one single form. Now let's see an example. We have created 2 goods return at an outright site. Now we are going to create a sales return here. We select the site from which we are going to return the goods. Now we go to item details window. Here we can see that we can add or remove goods return document which have been sent from the site. In case of unmanaged outright sites, the button will be shown as add or remove items. Now we go to the add or remove GRT document of site. Here we can see the 2 documents which has been sent from the managed outright site. We select them. Here as you can see, 3 rate population methods have been added, that is do not resolve invoices based upon FIFO or LIFO basis. If do not resolve invoices is selected, in case of managed outright sites, the rate will flow as per the goods return sent by the site. If in case of unmanaged outright sites, the rate will flow as per the price list defined in the customer master. If we select resolve invoices based upon FIFO or LIFO basis, it will set off the items quantity from sales invoices and the rate will flow accordingly of the sales invoice. If the invoice quantity is lesser than the return quantity, the rate will flow on ad hoc basis as per the goods return document or price list for the respective sites. We select FIFO basis and click on populate. Since we selected FIFO basis, we can see that the items quantity has been set off against the sales invoice and the rate is flowing according to the sales invoice. But since the return quantity was more than the invoiced quantity, the items were added on the ad hoc basis as well. The line level charges are not flowing for the ad hoc items. It will be calculated once we select the terms in the charge details. But for the items flowing against the sales invoice, the line level charges are also flowing with them. Now we go to the charge details and select the term which we want to use to calculate the line level charges for the ad hoc items and the header level charges for the whole document. The term is by default flowing as per the customer master. We click on calculate. As we can see, the item discount is now applicable on the ad hoc items as well, since it was present in the term, and header level charges have also been added. We are providing the rate as needed. Click on OK. As we can see, we have created a single sales return against multiple sales invoices. Also, we have made the sales return on FIFO basis for setting off the item rates against the sales invoices. Now we are going to save this document. Once saved, we can even see the goods return documents which are tagged against this sales return. We are going to retrieve that document. Again we are going to the add remove GRT document offsite. Here we can see the documents which have been tagged against this sales return. Let's move to a third enhancement in GINESYS backoffice. Previously, the GINESYS backoffice user was unable to restrict stores from selecting certain modes of payment while item or bill level promotions were applied to the POS bill, like redemption token, gift voucher, or credit note received. In consequence to this, even when promotions were applied, the cashier was always allowed to accept these modes. But various business concerns wanted flexibility to this option. After this release update, the user at GINESYS head office can allow or restrict such modes to be accepted or restricted at stores when item or bill level promotions are applied. In other words, now the use of these modes when the promotions are applied can be managed by the head office. Now let's go to mode of payment and select credit note received. Here we can see that do not accept payments in this mode has become enabled, where we can provide to stop the usage of this mode of payment when item level promotions are applied or bill level promotions are applied or any promotion is applied. As per the requirement, the user can select here and it will act accordingly at the stores. Moving on to the last enhancement in the GINESYS backoffice section. New fields have been added to many analytic reports. The analytic reports to which many new fields have been added are bill details, sales summary, stock movement, stock valuation, and stock summary. Now let's move to the GINESYS POS backoffice section. The very first enhancement is items rate can be changed in goods return now. Whenever a POS store returns item to its replenishment source, the items rate flows automatically. As you know, the rate flows in the following hierarchy. Last received rate or goods advice rate is taken into account from the respective replenishment source, or opening stock rate is taken into account. If both are not found, then default price type defined by the head office in the site master is taken into account. Previously the user was not allowed to modify the rate, but now with this release update, user will be allowed to modify the items rate only if it flows as per the price type defined in the site master. Now let's see how this works. We have created a packet with 3 different items coming from 3 different sources. Now we are going to create a goods return document. We click on add, we select the replenishment source and the reason for which we are returning the goods, and go to the return items tab. Here we select the packet which we want to return. As we can see here, a new column has been added called item rate source, which shows the source of the items rate which is flowing here. As we have already specified, if the rate is flowing from the default price type provided by the head office in the site master, the user can change the rate here. We are trying to modify the rate for all the 3 items, but we were only able to change the rate for the item having item rate source as default. Our second enhancement is scanning barcode in the barcode history report has been enabled now. In the barcode history report, the POS backoffice user had to select the barcode using a lengthy process through lookup. It was very difficult to select the required barcode from a long list of items present in the store. Enhancement has been made to this, and now an item's barcode can be scanned directly to view the history for that barcode. Now let's go to the barcode history report present in the POS backoffice section. Here we now can provide barcode directly rather than going to the browse button and selecting the item and view the report directly. There was a bug present in the POS back office section. In the sale detail analytic report, the discount quantity field was not showing any quantity even when the sale contained items with discounts. The field was only showing value as 0 for all the bills. This has been rectified in this release. Let's go to the sale bill analytic report and analyze it. Here we can see the discount quantity is now showing data. Previously this was showing only 0. This has been rectified now. Our last enhancement is in POS module. The return selective items from the bill will be selected by default while returning against bill. When items are returned against bill at POS, an option appears after selecting the bill number. The option asks the user to select how he would like to return the items, either by using return all the items from the bill or return selective items from the bill. Previously, by default, return all the items from the bill used to be selected. Since return selective items from the bill is widely used to return the items at POS counters, we have made this option selected by default. As you can see here, we are trying to return an item against a bill. We are selecting the bill here. Now as you can see, return selective items from the bill has been selected by default. Clicking on OK will provide you with the items present in the bill, and you can select and proceed as required. That's it in this release update. Thank you for joining.